Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the global Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Miss South Africa 2024 finalist Chidimma Adetshina faces xenophobic backlash from South Africans. Hello, my name is Renelo Morema, and I am your host right here on the African Diaspora News channel, reporting live from Johannesburg, South Africa. Chidimma Adetshina, a 2024 Miss South Africa pageant finalist, has faced scrutiny and backlash over her Nigerian heritage. The South African Times reports the controversy surrounding Miss Adetshina began shortly after she entered the beauty pageant. The 23-year-old model from Soweto, South Africa, who advanced to the top 30 Miss SA competition, became the front line of the country's xenophobia debate and national identity. Born in South Africa to a Nigerian father and a Mozambican mother, now a naturalized South African, Miss Adetshina's participation in the pageant has been met with both support and harsh criticism, shedding light on the country's deep-seated history of xenophobic violence and discrimination, particularly towards African immigrants. In an interview with Soweto magazine, she said that despite her South African birth and upbringing at Chris Hani Baragwanath Academic Hospital, her Nigerian heritage has led some to challenge her eligibility to represent South Africa on such a prominent stage. Explaining her background to the South African-based newspaper, Miss Adetshina said, "My dad is a proud Nigerian and my mother was born and raised in South Africa but had Mozambican roots. My mother's family still lives in Soweto and I visit them occasionally." It is not the first time the Miss South Africa organization has faced such scrutiny over contestants' heritage. In 2001, Vanessa Cotroli's, born to a Portuguese Angolan parents, won the Miss South African crown. Similarly, Sherry Wang's participation in the competition sparked debates in early 2024 due to her Chinese heritage. Her roots were the reason why she couldn't get into the Miss South Africa pageant in the past, and this was her third attempt at the competition. She secured the fans' vote, earning her a top spot in the top 25 contestants. With the Chinese lady, guys, I understand the outrage. If the roles were reversed, no Asian country will allow Black people to represent them on international stages. They are strict about their culture and are very closed off. And here we are, African people, bending over and backwards and being extra nice to people that wouldn't even look our way. She might have been raised in South Africa, but the truth is there is no African blood running through her veins. Many people were raised in China, India, Japan that aren't even Asian, but you wouldn't know about them because the Asian culture will not show you that part of their continent, those people in their continent rather. South African Citizen Act states that an individual automatically qualifies for citizenship if they are born in South Africa, if at least one of their parents is a South African citizen, and if an SA permanent resident permit holder or a South African citizen adopts them. Also, despite several criticism and questions about Miss Adetshina's eligibility, the Miss South Africa organization website maintains stringent citizenship and ethical conduct criteria. It states Miss South Africa entrants must be South African citizens and possess a valid South African ID document or passport. If an applicant holds dual citizenship, they must provide details of both on the entry form.
So specifically, there's one contestant at Miss South Africa that some South Africans are not happy that she made the top 16. Her name is Chidimma Vanessa Adetshina. So we know South African names. We also know South African surnames, and this surname doesn't ring a bell. No, Chidimma is from Samagrins. The mom, Mozambican. The dad, Nigerian. And on top of it, Chidimma is a mother of one.
Critics on social media platform, particularly X, formerly known as Twitter, have argued that her Nigerian heritage disqualifies her from being a true representative of South Africa. This criticism has been met with accusation of xenophobia from her supporters, who emphasizes the inclusive nature of the South African citizen. Here's my stance. I grew up in South Africa, and I know that South Africa is very tribalistic. Despite being diverse, it is rooted in tribalistic segregation. In these types of competition and representing South Africa on bigger stages, many citizens might feel like somebody who grew up purely in the South African culture, both mom and dad being South African, will fully embody the diverse culture and what it truly means to represent the diversity of this country. I get that. It's the tribalistic mindset that has been embedded in us. But ever since I've joined the African Diaspora News channel family, I've learned that it is important to do away with tribals and unite as one, as Black people, because if we let little things like tribes get in the way of unity, it will be easy to divide and conquer us, as they are attempting to do right now. South Africans, need I remind you that when our country was a painful place to be, with the segregation laws making our lives difficult by these European natives, other African countries were there to shield us and give us refuge at our most vulnerable time. Need I remind you that in 1993, when the first Black woman, Jackie Mufokeng, was crowned Miss SA 1993, there were howls of outrage from white communities, from these European natives, saying, how can a Black person enter Miss South Africa? How can she represent South Africa on these international stages? These arrogant Europeans refused Black people from representing their home on these international stages. What we are doing right now is no different to what the white people did to us. We have adopted the mannerisms of the oppressors and we have become them. And it is such an ugly sight to witness as a Black person. We can do better. We can clearly do better. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora.